Welcome back. I think you just found...
I'm not going to sing on that one.
I think you just found your favorite song. You were dancing.
That's my song right there. That I will tell you, I can't drive 55. My wife will tell you. I'm the kind of guy that goes to California and gets a ticket, and on the way back I get a ticket. And I'm an insurance agent.
Does your insurance go up when you do that? Yours personally?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it does. Yeah. Yes, I'm one of those that I have to counsel my clients like I have to counsel myself. That's why my rates went up.
Do as I say, don't do as I do.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that.
Brett, we're with Brett Chittum, who owns the Chittum Agency with Allstate. And I mean, you've been a guest speaker for new agents entering the industry. You were in the top 2% of agents nationwide in 2011. So certainly you've counseled a lot of people on potentially driving slower. Talk a little bit about the drivers that are out there and how you can stay safe these days.
Well, in doing the research and talking about aggressive drivers and road rage, I think road rage is the outcome of aggressive drivers. They're two separate things because my wife would say that I'm sometimes an aggressive driver. I don't have road rage. I don't go and shoot people. When I was driving here, I was thinking about that topic.
It's a pretty big difference. I speed, but I don't shoot people.
But it happens out there. And we see it in the news all the time that people are, someone gets out and gets into a fist fight with somebody else because they cut them off, the perceived, cutting in front of them.
It's not the aggressive driver. It's the person who's behind the aggressive driver that pulls out the gun.
Yeah, sometimes. It depends. And people think that it's those young kids. It's not. I was reading an article today before I headed out this way. A 52-year-old attorney in Massachusetts a few years back gets into his car with his kids on his way to go see his wife in the hospital, rear ends somebody. That lady gets out and comes back to talk with him, and he goes off on her, gets out of the car, and actually hits her. She's 7 months pregnant. Here's a 52-year-old attorney, was on the state legislature years prior, and it's anybody. It's anybody.
I mean, that sounds like an attribute to just the amount of stress that people feel. I mean, getting out and hitting somebody, let alone a pregnant woman, is pretty aggressive. Okay, so let's say you're trying not to get hit by a man who's carrying with his kids or get shot. What are some ways you can avoid the road rager?
Well, one of the things you can do is look out for what road ragers are. I want to say aggressive drivers because it's not road rage till after, right? You need to look out for people that are speeding. So when you have a green Tahoe come up and pull up behind you, get out of its way. Because that's me. No, absolutely not.
You got the little light on top. You're the detective.
No, not anymore. No, but people that are speeding, people that are following you too close. If they're coming up on you, get out of their way. I mean, obviously, they're more important than you, quote unquote, and let them go on their merry way. Of course, people weaving in and out of traffic. That's one thing I don't do that. I tailgate until they get out of my way. No. But, people weaving in and out of traffic, cutting in between vehicles, using their horn excessively. Get out of the way of those people.
You talked about some statistics from the National Highway, which apparently you may end up as one if you're not careful. What are some of those big issues or the big statistics that really prove that the roads are not as safe as you might like to think?
Well, between 1990 and 1997, 13,000 people were killed due to aggressive driving. And now it's about 1,500 people a year are killed because of aggressive driving. It's in either the accident. In most cases, it's the accident, but sometimes it's the aftermath. And it's looking into how we can avoid being in that portion of. There's going to be aggressive drivers out there. I'm sure you've been upset driving.
Yes.
As Ben answers slowly.
I'm very calm. Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody gets upset driving.
Yeah, and we have things going on, stress. I mean, the economy is a big one for someone just lost their job and they're driving home. What are we going to, what's their mindset? We need to, as we're not the calm individuals we were 10 years ago. The traffic, we have 4 major highways in this area, and 4 times the traffic that we had 10 years ago? it's a madhouse out there, and they're tolling 520. That gets people upset too. I mean, it's a matter of.
Where's Heather? She loves to talk about the toll.
I actually told her I would bring it up, and so just to get her happy on that one. But there's a lot of issues out there that people have about the traffic, about their jobs, about whatever it may be, and we need to try to not become part of their issue. So in avoiding getting into it,
Be the calm in the world you'd like to see, huh?
Well, I was looking at the Washington State Patrol, and one of the things they say is listen to calming music. I laughed about that, but then I thought to myself, so true. I mean, little Stevie Ray Vaughan, or not Can't Drive 55. Of course, that is my song, or a little AC/DC. But
You should get some more of that all of a sudden.
I won't sing to it though.
No?
No, I will not. But we need to be cautious, and we need to be courteous ourselves. I mean, that's one thing. I get stressed. You get stressed. I mean, you got to do a 2-hour radio show. That's pretty stressful.
It is. No, it's not.
and you stand.
I love it. It's great.
You stand the whole time, which I don't understand.
But going back, we actually were talking about before the show just about working out, and just I've been working out a lot. That is an amazing stress release when you're at the gym and you're doing your thing in the mornings or afternoons. I mean, it is incredible the way that healthy living can actually transcend so many other areas of your life, and including stress,
Absolutely.
which can include driving, which can include performance at your job. I mean, so many things are so interconnected, and I think that's kind of what you start getting at is. It's easy to connect driving fast with highway accidents, but it's not as easy to realize, look, if you do some things where you're calm, you don't care if somebody passes you, you can easily just let that go.
Right.
What water off a duck's back.
Yep.
Then you have you can maybe keep better wits about you. It's just an interesting, from what you and I were talking about earlier.
Absolutely. Doing those things in your life, I think everything kind of ties together. And I know you're a master of tying everything together, but everything does tie together. Getting into...
Should see me tie my shoes in the morning. I mean, master.
I see loafers, but...
Yeah, I actually only wear slip-ons.
I was going to say.
Okay, so let's get back to this. We have a few minutes where we have to go to break. Again, we're with Brett Chittum, owner of the Chittum Agency. And so what if you are in an accident and... it is an aggressive driver. I mean, what do you do? Because, what do you do?
I just heard from the gallery here, shoot them. No, we don't shoot them. First and foremost, I always tell, it's kind of like that snow day, stay in your car. You get somebody that's coming at you, I think your car is pretty good protection for the most part. Stay in your car, lock your doors, roll down your window a little bit, maybe to talk to them, get on the phone and call 911. Very important. Get somebody there that can actually calm the situation. I had a client that got into an accident where driving down 405, a car sped past him and he honked at him because he was speeding. And my client didn't think that was the right thing to do. So the car decided to get in front of him and slam on its brakes. And my client rear-ended him. Well, thank goodness there was another person there that saw this all transpire, and that guy who got rear-ended got a ticket for aggressive driving and was not at fault in the accident. But staying in your vehicle, getting somebody out there that's going to help calm the situation, even giving that time, because it can take the police department a long time to respond, giving them that time to calm down while you're sitting on the car talking to somebody might make them think differently, as opposed to you getting out and yelling back at them, because that's where things are going to happen. That's where the fists are going to throw. It reminds me, I don't remember the movie, maybe you do, where Steve Martin's driving down in a freeway in L.A.
L.A. Story.
L.A. Story, and they all of a sudden everyone grabs their guns out of there. You don't want that to happen. Stay away from that.
No, you don't want that.
It's funny, the parody of reality happens, and then when it starts going on and on and on, and now reality's here and it's really happening, it's kind of scary. But you need to just have common sense.
Or do you think road rage is becoming more or less common?
More common, because, well, especially with the economy, until we turn things around, people are going to be more. I'm stressed. I mean, things happen, and that are not in our control, and yet we have to deal with it, and then we have to go on and drive and get somebody in front of us that gets us, cuts us off or whatever. And now I'm starting to get mad and stressed myself. We have to deal with this.
Deep breaths, Brett.
Well, it's that old song, take a deep breath and count to 5 until you get all calm inside. My 6-year-old daughter will sing that to me sometimes.
Well,
out of the mouths of babes, right?
Brett, okay, so last thing here before we go to break. Again, Brett Chittum with the Chittum Agency. Is that, when people are feeling aggressive driving, you even gave those little hints, just turning on mellow music, deep breaths. Is there any other resources that you can point to for that type of stuff? I know you have some resources here.
Yeah, Washington State Patrol has a great resource. If you just Google aggressive driving, WSP, you're going to find some good resources there about what to do, how to handle it, hotlines to call if you see it happening. If you see it happening, call 911. Give them a vehicle description. Get a license plate if possible. We got to stop this. This has to stop because too many people are getting injured and hurt for stupidity. It's not just because I'm having a bad day doesn't mean I should give you a bad day too.
Yeah. Well, Brett, thanks so much for joining us, and certainly drive safely out there after that, and try to don't shoot people.
Don't shoot people, please.
When we come back, certainly people are in dangerous situations, and people have felt danger in their investments for many years. When we come back, Tom Faley is going to join us, talk about some of the most important factors to the safety of your investing. That was Brett Chittum. You're listening to Brashenomics.